Well, a new report calls the market for cloud computing in Canada broken. The Canadian Anti-Monopoly Project is sounding the alarm, pointing to the fact that U.S. tech giants like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google parent Alphabet control about 85% of it. The CBC's Anis Haydari is following this story for us. He joins us now from Calgary. Hey, Anis, so what are the possible solutions to these concerns?
So really what the Canadian Anti-Monopoly Project is saying is that there are solutions to what they call a broken market, and that, it's fixable to fix cloud computing. Now, before I get into what the solutions are, I should explain for those who don't know, cloud computing is basically if you rent someone else's computer or someone else's software, and then you access whatever that other person's computer is doing over the internet. Now, usually it's Google, Microsoft, or Amazon who own one of those other computers 85% of the time, according to this report. Now, doing this, renting out computer space elsewhere, is pretty critical to both government and business operations in Canada. So there's, of course, concern over foreign ownership and control of these systems. We hear a lot of talk these days about needing sovereign data centers, sovereign AI, sovereign technology, basically keeping it Canadian. But the researchers with the Anti-Monopoly Project say that's not enough to keep things running smoothly. Canadians and really users around the world, they need to push big tech companies to keep their stuff interchangeable, make it easier to switch from, say, Google to Microsoft, or Microsoft to Amazon, or to one of the smaller businesses, because right now it can be quite difficult to move from one of the big guys to a competitor. Think of it like trying to switch from an iPhone to an Android phone, but on a multi-million or billion-dollar scale. If you don't have a way to encourage or force companies to let their clients shop around, adding a Canadian company, a sovereign company, to the mix isn't really going to help. Take a listen.
If we don't pursue interoperability, then Canadian providers would just replicate the same problems of dependency and lock-in that we have now, and it doesn't leave the government or businesses in any way better off.
So, it's interesting to note that this group is explicitly saying the solution to fixing non-Canadian ownership of critical infrastructure in a broken market isn't adding more Canadians, but just making it so that everyone can switch around, Arthi.
So now, Anis, what else came out of this Canadian Anti-Monopoly Project report?
Well, the researchers are pretty firm. While they say regulation would be needing, it's not about forcing Canadian ownership. This is about encouraging the free market to do its thing. If the thing that you encourage is making sure that customers always have the option to leave when they want to. We did reach out to the big tech companies. They're often called hyperscalers. Google got back to me, said it's gotten rid of fees for customers to transfer their data. Microsoft, Amazon also waive their fees in some cases, but there's another catch. Often the products they offer are just different from one another, especially when it comes to AI. Take a listen to an economist I spoke with.
Different hyperscalers might provide different AI models. And as soon as they provide different AI models, if you're using that one that's not on the other provider, well, you can't just switch. So I'm completely sympathetic to the idea. I think we need to push in that direction, but it's not going to be easy, and we shouldn't kid ourselves it would be easy.
Regulations or not, it's going to be expensive and time-consuming if you have to throw out everything you had and start again when you switch. Arthi.
Anis, thanks for this. That's the CBC's Anis Haydari in Calgary.